Things are changing. I don't know what went wrong with the filming on this one, but I couldn't redo what I'd undone to redo, if that makes sense. So please bear with me on this video. Totally my error, but hopefully it's entertaining for you. Anyway, as they say in the film trade, roll VT. Morning, folks. At long last, you get to see me making a coffee, because all the famous YouTube people do that, don't they? But hey ho, this is possibly the last cup of coffee that I'm going to have for a short while, because I've got a lot of work to do and things are changing. But firstly, I mean, please, if you do like my videos, please subscribe. It's down there in the corner, and where the logo is, but I mean, you know, it's down the bottom now. And keep those comments coming. I notice you guys, you really are bringing on the comments now, and I really do love that interaction. I really do. But anyway, yeah, more about today's video. For those of you that have seen the short, the teaser, not more teaser, that's what this video and possible two, we'll see how things go. I'll try and get it in one, but there's an awful lot to begin and changing here, an awful lot. For me, definitely. But anyway, seconds out, round two. So yes, this item has probably 2 or 3 years, been on the back burner, partly cost, partly do I really need it, and it took that long for me to make that decision, really, that I do feel I need it. I do feel that it's going to help me thrive better here in my off-grid alternative life. But how much is it all costing? I'll give you a breakdown at the end. But where I'm a little bit of a magpie, and people say, oh, would you have use for this, or would you have use for that? My general answer to people that are, excuse me, a bit of indigestion today, people that are generally kind in their thoughts and offer me things, my sort of almost stock answer is, if you see something and you think it might come in handy, it probably will in my world. And I'll take you for a wander in a little bit, because I'm having my coffee, and you will see my collection of what an awful lot of people would see as junk. It needs to be burned, it needs to be taken down the tip. I'm repurposing as much as I possibly can to minimize the cost. So I'm trying to do all of these alterations as frugally as possible, reusing things and repurposing, really trying to do this. Apart from the initial cost of what's in the box, I'm hoping that it's going to cost me no more. That is my challenge to myself. And hopefully you'll see, and hopefully it'll work, and hopefully it'll be nice, and hopefully it might give you guys a few ideas, a little bit of information. But in the meantime, keep smiling, keep being happy. I'm ecstatic, with a little bit of a trepidation with the task ahead, but I will succeed. Right, I'm going to finish this and then we'll go for a little wander. See you in a minute. Look, a mess in a tent. Yeah, what we can do here, it's all part and parcel. I've got to get this out at some point. This is my wood chipper. I need to start chipping wood for pathways because for the winter to try and just reduce the mud that goes up into the hut basically. And this, for those of you that may not know or do know, that goes on the top here, and it's a tool caddy, tool chest, donated by a very good friend of mine. He had no use for it. He said, will you have use for it? And I went, well, yes. So we put it in here, and I'm thinking, I have got use for it, but I need to sort my shed out. Another project, another task, never stopping. And then we've got all sorts. My old chair from the three-piece suite, which I didn't need. I put it in here because I didn't know what to do with it. But more importantly, what I'm wanting to show you is, if I can, I will try. But you may see, you may not. There's a tap, china sink, and below my stomach, there's a selection of worktops. So these were, again, a friend of mine said, would you have use for? Yeah, probably. Didn't know what I would use them for at the time. So they've been with me for a couple of years. But then now is the time. And as you've seen, when I'm preparing food and things, I just have the top of my fridge. It's kind of okay for me for little one meals. But if I were to try and prepare bigger meals or make meals potentially a little more complicated, I really need more space. So part and parcel of what's going to happen up there is I am going to be creating a more functional kitchen area. So that's what's in this shed, the tent. I've got all sorts in here, cable drums, there's solar panels over there. Don't know what's down there. I ain't looked there for ages and I don't look. But anyway, that's one bit that I think we're going to be using that. It cost me nothing. And I've got plenty of pallets. Admitted, most of those, or nearly all of those, are going to be used for the raised beds, but I do have a lot more down in the barn. So pallet wood, they cost me nothing. And then I've got the two girls laying down there with absolutely zero worries about anything because they're sunbathing, bless them. But anyway, on to the next pile of junk. And as we come by the polytunnel towards my old compost pile just there, we have more junk, more stuff that should go to the tip, be got rid of. But what we do have is some lengths of galvanized tube, like sort of scaffold type tube. I think it was originally for things like the grab rails and things that go up, like disabled ramps and whatnot. So I've got those, which I believe I can use. There's a long length there. I believe I can use them. I know somewhere I do have a bag of fittings for those. Various other bits and pieces, because this is my general metal pile, just in case I need some metal. And then, yeah, around here, I've got some timber. I won't use that timber. I think, is it this bag? No. We go into the room of doom. What goes in here doesn't come out. So we shall have a quick look, but, oh, the daisy. You can see why it needs sorting out. It's full of junk. But hang in there. Let me show you. that down there. Oh no, here we go. I know where, I'm pretty sure I know where. What I do have is, no, that's not down there. This is where I spend a lot of my time, you looking at my backside. No, it's a lot of time because, as you can see, it's a bit of a bloody pigsty in here at the moment because it's been a dumping ground. Through the summer when I'm going north of the gate working and I'm back here, I'm trying to rush to get on top of things again. Things tend to get dumped. So it's just another little job that I've got to do. I know what I'm looking for. I would love to show you, but I can't actually see any at the moment. But they're the fittings for the metalwork. And I do have obviously lots of screws, cable, all those little bits and pieces that I'm reasonably plentiful in. So that's, I mean, the screws were donated by a very good gentleman, things like this. So what I'm using in the way of odds and sods is still free. This is another episode. I just sort this muck out. Anyway, got another place for us to go and have a look at now. Look at that lot in my dilapidated shed that holds the IBC tank, which I use for watering my plants. But as you can see, we've got a lot of timber, some really nice timber there. In actual fact, I'd forgotten about that timber. That's going to come in really handy. And just here is some laminate flooring, which, yeah, I know I said I'd have use for. There's loads of it, even including the bramble growing in. So I can make use of this. I'll make use of this and a fair bit of that. So there you have it. And I do apologise at the beginning, possibly because I didn't have a mic on. So if it was a bit quiet, please, yes, I am aware and I do apologise. But look at that beautiful, beautiful day. What a lovely autumnal day. And look just there, all that lovely energy and that electricity. Oh, but that's given you a rough idea of what I've got around, what I've gathered over time, and it has been time, that I can hopefully reuse, repurpose to keep the cost of me doing my refit down to as small as possible. Frugal. Let's go build frugally. Well, there we have it so far. The Welsh dressers in situ, and in that centre upright just there I put a screw just to keep it because it wobbles a little bit, so it's just steady in it. So, and then the table, I turned it round and I've raised it so that it's flush with the Welsh dresser, making a larger like work surface. But in doing that, obviously having to raise the frame and all that, I've done that, but due to, you can't quite see, but the darkness on the wood there, that was a little bit close to the log burner last winter, and to be able to get access to the door of the Welsh dresser, so I've shrunk my internal log store down. So I've got 2, maybe 3 days in the winter. That's fine, we can work with that. And then this corner unit, gonna have to do a little bit of jiggery pokery because that support is in the way. So what we're going to do is to basically cut a chunk out here, cut down, up, and that, so that this will go around that support. That's structure, and this is old, so it's not really a big problem. And as you can see, I don't use it for a huge amount, but it's a nice little unit. So that can then go flush against the wall and up tight to the Welsh dresser. So that's this morning's task. Right, got to crack on. Progress from there is all of that stuff has come off the shelves on the other side, because I've got that up there. That is one single unit. It's a solid wood, bespoke built. It's light, a little bit of adjustment, and it's in position. It was heavy, it was very hard, but what we've done to get it up, well, I was managing to lift it, but I put this strengthening piece in, put it in just below the height needed, you know, just sort of more or less perfect, so that I could kind of lift this up in two stages. One onto that ledge, hold it in place, and then screw bolt, 10 more screw bolts into the upright of the hut, and also, which you will see just there, there's two 10mm bolts, screw bolts, that go up into the joist, because the support, which was this piece, has now been taken out, but the support is now regained because this is screwed to the top and to the upright, along with a lot of other screws, just to make sure it's in place. Part 2 completed. Now for part 3. Well, that's been ripped out. I was too busy to do video at the same time, so I kind of forgot. I put that down to my age. But got to have a cool clean round, and then put in some bracing and that, and supports ready for the new to me sink, the one that was given to me. So it's a slow process, and today it is quite warm. So, but we soldier on. It's going to happen. What's in the box? We do want to make a measure, right? Measure once, measure twice, and I like to measure a third time. Even though we trust the right angle on a saw, it doesn't pay, or it does pay, should I say, to double check. And then we don't want that bit, so just scribing it up. As you can see, yes, there is an awful lot of mess around me, and I believe it's justified. So, old shelving, fresh bits of timber that I've got and found around the place, doing the big refit. You've seen lots of little clips. Trying to concentrate on doing this, in essence, as quick as possible, so I can carry on doing stuff out there. I don't want to get behind out there. I'm getting there. This is day 2.5. So, and I've done pretty good. And you'll see, well, as you've seen so far, I'm getting there. It's still like a pigsty, but it has to be done. And so that it doesn't split. There we go. You've seen me use the saw. Isn't that what all the big YouTubers do? But yeah, this bit here, yeah, that'll be right. Yeah, this bit here is one of the uprights. I've got some more to do yet, but yeah, we're getting there, folks. Sorry for the iffy butty with video this time. It's, yeah, I'm trying to concentrate on getting the job done, not realising perhaps I should video this, video that. I'm not a videographer, I'm just a simple guy in a simple life, working with what knowledge he has, and hopefully that's what you see. to kind of demonstrate that if you put your mind to it, anybody can do this. Anyway, folks, I've got building to do. See you in a minute. Hello, Poppet. Good girl. You're a good girl too. How we doing, folks? Time to breathe. Four days of makeovers. Yeah, the British program. Yeah, a 4-day makeover, not a 60-minute makeover. There's only one person. And yeah, it's been testing, but I've achieved. Perseverance is the key to that one. But there you go. Anyway, as you can see, the outside, I'll explain a little more, then we'll take you inside. And the big reveal of what was in the box. Well, there you go. Not only obviously I'm doing my makeover, but having to keep up with the everyday, every week type chores, which getting the strimming done, keeping the place tidy, and we've had 4 very good days, which I'd have rather have spent it outside, but I needed to get inside done. And it looks like it's going to be raining today later. The forecast for thunder is quite strong as well. But there's Ava, she's just watching what she's doing. Let's go back to, right, oh, prior to that, autumn sunshine, the autumn showers. Yep, the leaves are dropping quite dramatically now. It's starting to get a little bit cooler, but we've had some minor adjustments here. The jerry can, which is a storage can that the side comes down, made by, for me by a friend. That unit was under the shelf unit that was there, and I kind of just stored junk in it. Pulled it out, was going to use it in the kitchen. No. I thought, hold on, it'll come in handy out here. So we've now got somewhere to store boots and things outside until the weather gets the better of it. This here box, oh sorry Poppet, this here tin, as you can see, it was a leaky jerry can, so it was no good for anything, and a friend of mine said I can do something with that. So we now have a little storage unit. Quite tricky, isn't it? It's amazing what, if your mind is put to something, you can make good use of it. Then obviously we've got the nice clean sofa, and all the outside is all done as in the previous video. Welsh summer equipment, waterproof coats, and there we go. So we've got the outside sorted out, and now for the big reveal. And there we go. My home, my new office, study, dining room. As you can see, I've got my laptop there. That's where I sit there and do the online type working and all that jazz. As explained, the top of that was cut out so I could get that in tight there to make as much of the space, and I reduced the log store. Not a major crisis. Where I used to have a basket with the paper for lighting a fire, I've now condensed it into a bag, so it's just tidier. And then we have through to here, we've got the cooker, which had to be moved over. There was a shelf there, I had to get rid of that to allow for that, a big china sink. As you can see, the tap, I've had to twist it and put a little garden hose on it just so it goes in there, because it doesn't want to go in there. So I will get around to moving that at some point, but for now, that solves the problem. And then we Made some shelves underneath, and we used there, as you can see, the yellow on the board. That was the old shelving, and the ply that was used to make the shelving unit. There's my leisure battery and my battery charger and inverter for the hut power. I found this door in my shed, a little bit stained, and it's a little bit damp. I've got a little corner a little bit moist. So what I'm doing is just going to leave it for a while, just so that it can dry up properly, to reveal what is in the box. Fridge freezer. It's a 12-volt fridge freezer, which is going to reduce my power consumption. There's all my food. It's reducing my power consumption because I was using a 240-volt fridge, and that has to go through an inverter which stores power, blah blah blah. Then I've got the 2 banks of power, which at the moment that's running off the bottom one is running off the one from the caravan, and the top one is for the hut. And if things are going okay, hopefully the hut will just do the 12-volt stuff, which is the new fridge freezer, light, and power point to charge my mobile phone. Decided to leave that shelf there because it's ideal for the tea and coffees. The worktop fitted a treat. I didn't even have to cut it. If I wanted to have trimmed it just very slightly, I could have done. Save the effort though. And then the wall cupboard, which needed a bit of adjustment to be able to get it up on the wall, because as explained, I took out a support, so I'm now using that unit to make a support, and my cupboard is well stocked. So everything is good. There you go, people. That is my new kitchen. The fridge freezer I got from a lovely company, Inlander is the company's name, based in the UK. They specialise in 12-volt appliances, fridges, freezers, etc. There was a hiccup in the ordering and delivering of it, but the lady that I dealt with regarding all of those issues was absolutely fantastic. I couldn't recommend them enough. There was a logistical problem and things, which everybody makes mistakes. And instead of chastising, what was really heartwarming was this young lady took it on and she dealt with it, and she basically put her hands up, which a lot of people don't. But no, Inlander, that's my summer treat to myself. I treat myself once a year. Last year it was the battery chainsaw. This year the fridge freezer. It cost me £550, and last year my treat was the chainsaw, which was £435. Basically, apart from me purchasing that hand built, purpose built, bespoke build wall unit, which was in a kitchen, that cost me £40. Everything else was here, gratis, free, donated, given. Yeah, and the door, I found that in my shed. Didn't even realise it was still there. That's how bad my shed is. You'll see that in another video. But that will get linseed oil treatment once I see that that's truly dry. No, it's not Laura Ashley. No, it's not come out of Harrods or I'll tell you what, IKEA. Oh, that's cheap. It's cost me nothing. Now that's a very frugal build. It may not look extremely special, but it's extremely functional, because now I have a working area where I can cook better meals and prepare, because I was just using the top of my old fridge. And that, I've got somebody buying that off of me for £15. So take £15 off the 40. Total cost of this build, excluding the investment, £25. 4 days of blood, sweat and tears, and it was hard going some days, racking the brain, trying to find right bits of timber, right bits of this, right bits of that, kind of knowing that I had it, just having to find it, which is part and parcel of now going to reorganise quite a few things. But there you go, folks. That was in the box. Because of that, I've created that, and I've created that, and yeah, I'm a happy man. Definitely a happy man. I can, yeah, it's just things like trying to make bread by hand, I mean, anything like that. I've just got a better working surface, better sink. Everything for me is, I've made this as very functional as possible, and out of donated items, acquired items, etc. But I've now have all of my kitchen related things. I've even used the 2 drawers for now from what was the old sink unit, which was on the trailer tent, which is the first thing I lived in when I got the land. That's been recycled several times. Even the trailer got used as a trailer eventually, and that. But there we go. If I can do it, anybody can do it. It has been very testing. It has been challenging, but like as you would have seen in the live video about me, I had a dream. The dream has become a reality because I'm a doer, not a dreamer. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Sorry it's a bit sketchy with bits and pieces. I've not always filmed at times when perhaps I should have filmed. I'm not a professional videographer. I'm not a professional YouTuber. I'm just me living my life and documenting it the best way I can and showing you guys that if I can do it, you can do it. Remember, folks, the chicken logo's up there. The comments, I do truly love those comments. And from this one, that's me. I'm going to say goodbye. See you on the next one, and on to the next task. There's always a task. Ta-da for now. Bye.